I watched twice the interview Mukoma had with the NTV, and was impressed by him. Mukoma impressed me. Uh, I, I associated myself with him. His sincerity was at a very high level. In Kenya, people decide whether to like someone or not. When they like that person, they don't want to hear a negative thing about that person, and vice versa. If they hate somebody, they don't want anybody to mention anything good about that person. Uh, I remember there's even a time when they blasted Mukoma for saying that the comments that he had made are comments that will block his father for good, not to get a Nobel Prize. But let me tell you, people can be good outside in the field. Look at Nelson Mandela, Madiba. He was an angel all out there in the world, but when it came to his family, he was a failed family head. We should understand that. Uh, and if you are if those people are lawyer, they come up with an additional story. Lawyers have this additional condition: never ever talk negative about a dead person, even if that dead person was Charles Ongondowere. The lawyers would really feel bad. They say, let him rest in peace. Let me tell you one thing before I continue. It is not upon you or me to make the dead person rest in peace. No. Do you know why the dead people are called the late? Well, this is a theory I am telling you. It is too late to amend the late. Amend your things when you are alive. If it you kwanza assume that when you are dead at sijui people will say let him rest in peace. No. If you don't make peace when you are alive, even if they bring the biggest public address system, it is too late for you for your fate to be changed. If you are bad, you'll go to heaven. To hell. If you are bad, you'll go to hell. If you are good, you'll go to heaven. No amount of shouting and hallelujahs will change that. So if you think that after all, when I die, people will say rest in peace, make peace while you are still alive. I agree with Mukoma when he said that his disclosure did not mean that he hated his father. Neither has his death altered his emotional feeling to his father. He still feels for his father the way he used to feel. Since we will all die, Waluya, we will all die. Luya will find that you don't even talk, you don't do whatever. But once you die, once you die, you go to a Luya funeral, you find a Luya crying, oh, ungengoja tusameheane. I've even got a sibling. One time alikuwa anatukana my mother's sister mbaya sana. But when my mother's sister died, she was all over the Facebook trying to mourn. There is a Swahili book called Nizike Nikiwa Hai. Yeah, Nizike Nikiwa Hai. If you don't make up with me when I'm alive, don't wait until when I'm dead and you start. Oh no. Come, and when I'm alive, don't come to me on those days when I'm sick. You know, some people, especially Luya. I've seen that. I'm a Luya, of course. When somebody is about to die, they say, he rushes to you ati msikizane, ati ndio ukikufa mwe msikizane. Let me tell you, when I'm terminally ill, let me say, because I think I'm normal. When I'm terminally ill, any forgiveness I give to anybody, it will not account. I tell you, you can replay this in my funeral. Tell anybody who will wait at sijui I'm terminally ill, ati huyo sijui haizi maliza siku 3, and then you rush at tusameane. In law, anything made by somebody who is not mentally stable is null and void. So I connect with him a lot. When Lando was alive, my father that is, even now that he is no more, I have always felt that anything I say about him is the truth. And even when I was emotional, your father, anybody close to you, there are occasions when you are emotional when dealing with that. Either you are mmekosana mwongeleshani or saa zingine mmefurahiana. I did not allow my emotions to alter the truth. Ati sasa you're on good terms with your father and then you start praising him. The next time you're not good no, no, no. Of my siding with those that gave dad a hard time, any of my of my siblings, who gave my father a hard time when we were growing up, all of them ended up convicts. Walifungwa, they were jailed. uh, but now and one was even jailed by my father himself. Dad, where you are, I always felt sorry for you. I mean, I felt bad for you for jailing my sister. But today, when I look at things, I say, you are right. You are right to have jailed her. You can see the people that ended up in jail. I know where you are. You can see them. And we who are disciplined to you, Dad, you can see how we ended up. Enough said. But I've always believed that there's a policy where somebody said that talk about somebody in his absence the same way you would have talked in his presence. Talk to somebody something in when you are very happy with him, the same way you could talk to him when you are very much annoyed with him. Let circumstances not alter you, and that is why I have a high regard for Mukoma Wangui. Whenever my dad had problems, I would rush and assist as much as I could. Once the problem was over, I would wait until I was one on one with him, and then I would tell him, you see, some of this, and we could argue, we could debate, because I would tell him, uh, not every time when anybody wrongs you, you have to jail that person. Not every, and then he would have start arguing, and those who had escaped him when he had cases in the court and whatever, they would now start coming to see my father to tell him that you see, your son is siding with your enemies. That is why you're saying that. But if they were not siding with my father's enemies, why didn't they go to the courts and see the DCI? By then, Nyaseda was a DCI boss in Western. There's a lot of things we did with Nyaseda to assist my father in so many cases. But even those who did not know how the cases were being pursued or anything, they would come and say, you see, your son questioning you. He's questioning you because he's a friend of your enemies. If I were a friend of his enemies, I would not have seen Kina Nyaseda to see how the files would be done with whatever. And that is why I'm repeating that I'm very much siding with Mukoma, because telling the truth as you feel it at the time when you personally are comfortable in saying, that is the strongest whatever. And telling his father that the father was whatever, that is, I really agree with that. If there was anything that annoyed my father, was to tell him the truth to his face. That is why he would quickly forget the groundwork you have done with Mr. Nyased and whatever, and he would be siding with the person who comes to interpret what you have said. But when statements were being taken, that person would not be seen. Uh, that is why I felt it was good that Mukoma came out and said the weaknesses of his father, which agreed with what I had already recorded on this channel a year earlier. I was very much moved by the statement he made about his mother. Let nobody cheat you. Let nobody cheat you. The one button with all men is their mother. If you see a boy out of his mind, it is his mother, especially if he's the eldest, uh, if he, who would know how to solve that. And that is why those people who are my age and above would remember that this Patrick Shaw, he used to he used to investigate, carry intelligence to understand where a crook came from, and he would go wherever in Kenya. He would drive to any village in Kenya and talk to the mother of a crook. He would say, "Your son is a crook in Nairobi." He would give the mother, what do you call, a map. He'd say, "I know your son. When he comes here, he'll spend about 3 months before he knows what to do. So here is the money. Your son comes here. Here's the money for his food for 3 months, and here is the money for you to transport your son out of Nairobi. Your son should not go south of. Your son should not go south of what Githurai. He should not go north of Ongata Rongai. He should not go west of Mlolongo, and he should not go east of Udhiru. If he does that, he will be mboga ya fisi." So you would tell the mother that. What I'm trying to say here is that to effect a man, it is always good to use his mother. So my mother and Mukoma's mother uh, made sure of two things. You tell your son that his father is not a good man. That is true, because if you try to tell your son that your father is an angel and whatever, and the son is a teenager and above, he will know. Say it is true your father is not good, but that is your father. And I should not even imagine you being rude to your father. My mother said that. Mukoma's mother also told him that. Uh, it happens that, of course, Mukoma, when he was growing up, he was bitter. He was bitter that the father was just abroad. Let me tell you one thing. I used to work for intelligence. Once an intelligence officer is always an intelligence officer. I used to work for the intelligence. And intelligence, we look for the unspoken word. We look for the unspoken word. Look here, Mukoma says that Mukoma talks of his father being detained by Moi when he was 11 years. He was born in 1971. Yeah, he was 11 years. Then he comes out of whatever. Mukoma is hardly a teenager. Then the father goes into exile. He talks of his mother telling them that the state is trying to harass them because they are associated with a rebel or something. You see, the mother is talking positive, positive things. But there are things that Mukoma noticed about the father. Yes, the Kenya state had made life for Ngugi wa Thiong'o. The state had made sure that the Ngugi wa Thiong'o went into detention. He even ran away and went to exile and started teaching in foreign universities. But Mukoma saw life that he was going through. Because he saw the life that he was going through. He would be chased for school fees. The father never made the efforts to send money order or anything for the education or anything. So Mukoma knew that. But Mukoma respected his father. Mukoma loved his father. He's even saying that even with the death of his father, it has neither increased his love for the father or has it increased the hatred for them. No, he's still loving his father the way he has always loved. And do you know why he has loved his father the way he has always been loved? It's because the mother told him. that do whatever you want to do, but remember that is your father. In that interview, I respected Mukoma a lot. I associated myself with him. I associated his mother to my mother, and I respected his mother most. I think this is the third Ngugi video I'm recording. There is a first one I recorded, and the people really, where I said that Ngugi wa Thiong'o was our spy, not our spy. Mrs. Ngugi wa Thiong'o was our spy. She used to spy on the husband. People really blasted us. But then Mukoma himself came up and talked about it. And I remember the second video I recorded, I was telling people, for you who are castigating me for being anti-Ngugi or something, have you not seen what Mukoma has said? So, all in all, what I could say is that sincerity is the best thing. Sincerity is the best thing. And even telling the truth uh, is not bad. It is better than flattering. And so long as the truth you are telling has not been affected by emotion. There are those occasions when you feel you hate somebody, and then you start disclosing negative things about him because your relationship with him at that time is bad. That is bad. Or you have mentored your whatever with somebody, and now you want to hide the truth about him because you are now on good terms. No, let the truth be come out, but it should not be affected by emotions, and the truth shall set you free.